Today we're looking at the Johnstown Flood. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, don't forget to check out dailybellringer.com where you'll find more resources that go with many of the Bellringer videos. May 31st, 1889, one of the most catastrophic disasters in American history hit the small town of Johnstown, located in west central Pennsylvania. The flood resulted in the deaths of over 2,000 residents of Johnstown, as well as over $15 million in property damage, with 1,600 homes and businesses destroyed. To many, the causes of the flood are seen as a metaphor for the growing divide during the Gilded Age between the wealthy and working class Americans. 14 miles to the east of Johnstown, on the Conemaugh River in the Allegheny Mountains, was the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club. The exclusive club had several homes built around a 400-acre lake that had been created by the club by rebuilding an old dam on the western side of South Fork Lake. Several prominent wealthy elite from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania belonged to the club, such as industrialist Andrew Carnegie. South Fork Lake, although less than 20 miles away, had an elevation almost 450 feet higher than Johnstown. For several years throughout the 1880s, the dam holding in the lake had sprung several minor leaks, and several inspectors had looked at the dam and urged the members of the Fishing and Hunting Club to reinforce the dam. But the members of the club had done nothing. On May 30th, 1889, heavy rain moved into the area around Johnstown. It's estimated that between 6 to 10 inches of rain fell between May 30th to May 31st. On the morning of May 31st, Elias Unger, the president of the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club, could see that the lake was about to breach or spill over the top of the South Fork Dam. Several men attempted to relieve the pressure on the dam by digging ditches to allow water to flow out, but their efforts were too little too late. At approximately 2:50 in the afternoon, the South Fork Dam burst, releasing 20 million tons of water into the Conemaugh River Valley. Within barely an hour, the entire lake had emptied out. The tidal wave of water was between 30 to 40 feet high and was barreling through the valley at over 40 miles per hour. The giant wave of water moved through the valley, tearing down bridges, washing homes away, ripping up fences, electrical and telegraph poles, carrying away livestock and people. Several witnesses said it looked less like a wave of water and more like a huge hill rolling over and over. Just to the east of Johnstown, a stone railroad bridge slowed the approaching wave of debris. However, this momentary obstacle resulted in the wave of water building up more pressure, and when the bridge collapsed, the force of the wave was now even stronger as it slammed into Johnstown at approximately 4 p.m. Within a matter of minutes, the entire town was decimated. Many residents were washed away as they attempted to get to higher ground or buried under tons of debris. Some residents survived by scrambling to the roofs of their homes or by floating on pieces of debris. Another stone bridge on the west side of Johnstown turned into a temporary dam, as so much debris piled up against it that it actually created a second wave when the water reached the stone bridge, and then that came back at Johnstown. Soon after, at the stone bridge, a fire broke out that would burn for 3 days and kill as many as 80 people. But slowly the water receded, leaving a ghastly scene of destruction in its wake. The total killed in the flood was 2,209, which was the highest number of civilians killed in a single event in American history at that point. Interestingly, most of the first responders to Johnstown were morticians and undertakers to deal with the enormous number of dead. Of the over 2,000 lost lives, over 700, or one-third of those killed, were never identified. 99 entire families were killed in the flood. Soon after the flood, relief efforts were organized, with over $3.7 million raised across the United States and the world in relief of Johnstown. The flood would be the first major disaster that Clara Barton and the newly formed American Red Cross would respond to. Barton remained in Johnstown for 5 months, helping to feed and shelter those displaced by the flood. In the wake of the disaster, many began to question how much responsibility the members of the South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club needed to take for the incident. Investigations looked into the club's neglect of the dam, but in the end, no one was charged with any crimes. Today, the former South Fork Fishing and Hunting Club is now the Johnstown Flood National Memorial. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.